All right, let's go over some additional problems. Find the sum of the roots. So sum means we're going to identify the roots and then add them together. You will not be allowed to use a calculator as you go through these two examples. So I'm going to look at the constant and I'm going to identify the factors 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. 1 times 12 is 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. When the leading coefficient is 1, we know the only factor is 1. So these will always be in the numerator, and then in the denominator will be a 1. So as I use synthetic division, because you will not get to use a calculator, as I use synthetic division, I'll test 1, -1, 2, -2, and so on. Okay, 1x to the third, -5x squared, -8x, and +12. I'm looking for one that results in a remainder of 0. Let's test 1 first. 1 times 1 is 1. I'm using the MAMA method as an acronym to tell me what to do after I drop down the first number. So multiply and add down, multiply and add down, multiply and add down, and it works. So I know 1 is one of the 3 real roots, real solutions, real x-intercepts, real zeros. Those are all interchangeable words. When there's 3 terms remaining, I'm going to write this as a quadratic equation, and now I can use quadratic formula or factoring to solve. Let's see if factoring works. It's not always going to work. What multiplies to equal -12 and combines to equal -4? -6 and 2. So x minus 6 and x plus 2. When the leading coefficient is a 1, I don't need to worry about putting a 1 on the bottom. It doesn't change anything. Another root is 6. Final root is going to be -2. So here are my 3 real roots. The sum of these, adding this up, 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus -2 is going to be 5. Okay, similarly, let's find the product of the roots. So I'm going to identify the roots, and then I'll multiply them. I should have 3 roots. There could be duplicates involved. All right, factors of 18, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. Let's make sure 1 times 18, 2 times 9, and 3 times 6. Again, leading coefficient is a 1, so on the bottom here I have a 1. 1x to the third, 2x squared, -9x, and -18. I'm going to start by testing 1, then -1, 2, -2, and so on. Drop down, and then out the MAMA method. Multiply and add, multiply and add, multiply. It's not equaling 0. I'm now going to go back and test with a -1. After I drop down, it's multiply and add, multiply and add, multiply and add. -1 is not working. Let's test 2. Dropping down, multiply and add. Remember, I'm testing just a 2. Multiply and add, multiply. That's not equaling 0. So I've tried 1, -1, 2. Next up, I'm going to try a -2. Dropping down, multiply is -2, adding down is 0. Multiplying is 0, adding down is -9, multiplying is 18, and I have one that works. So -2 is one of the 3 real roots. I'm now going to write this as a quadratic equation. Okay, and I could use factoring, possibly, but always the quadratic formula would work. Okay, let's see if factoring works. What multiplies equals -9 and combines to give us 0. 3 and -3. X plus 3 and x minus 3. And when the leading coefficient is a 1, it makes it pretty easy. So 1 is x equals -3, and the other is x equals +3. The product means we're going to multiply them. So this multiplies to equal -9. -9 times -2 is a +18.